Hey home cooks, welcome to Gregcipes. Today we're making pretzels. The recipe for a pretzel dough is actually really simple. The hard part about pretzels is understanding why you do all this weird stuff to them. Alright, buckle up because it's going to get a little bit complicated. The most important part of a pretzel is its deep dark brown outer crust. And the way that you achieve this is through a thing called the Maillard reaction. And this is the same thing that happens when you sear meat, when you bake bread and you get this nice brown crust. That brown crust is a result of the Maillard reaction. In pretzels, you need to make it happen a lot more so you get that really rich color. What the Maillard reaction is it's proteins and sugars in the food combining at high temperatures and making new compounds which give the food its flavor. And these are unique to the kinds of amino acids and sugars that are in the food. So each food has its own unique flavor. When you're making a pretzel, traditionally, you'll soak the raw pretzel in lye. And what lye does is it creates an alkali environment. And what that does is it makes the amino acids and the proteins more reactive with the sugars. So the Maillard reaction will happen more efficiently in this alkali environment. Lye is kind of dangerous and it's very hard to get a hold of if you're a home cook. So what most people do to replace this is just use a baking soda solution. Baking soda is also an alkali, but it's very weak. So we're gonna go ahead and take it a step further and take our baking soda and bake it. And what this does is it turns baking soda, which is sodium bicarbonate, into just sodium carbonate, which is a stronger alkali. So we can get a little bit closer to the reaction you get with lye, except it's still a lot safer and a lot more accessible. The first thing we're going to do is heat up a cup of water to 110 degrees because that's the optimal temperature for yeast to grow at. We're going to mix our yeast and our sugar into our hot water and let it bloom for around 5 minutes. Now we can mix in the rest of our ingredients and make a dough. Okay, so first I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of salt to slow down the yeast. I'm using fine salt. Then I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of very soft butter. And lastly, I'm just going to start adding the flour. So I'm going to use 3 1/4 cups. I'm going to clean off my area because I'm about to be turning this out. Let's go ahead and put some flour onto the surface. That's my 1/4 cup. And just turn everything out. So I'm gonna go ahead and grease this bowl with some butter. Just gonna use my hand. Sorry, I'm out of breath. It's a Herculean task to knead bread dough. Right. So I'm gonna put my dough in there and cover this with some plastic wrap. I'm going to leave this at room temperature for about 1.5 hours and it should double in size. Alright, it's been about 1.5 hours, so I'm going to start shaping my dough. As you can see, it's doubled in size. Let's go ahead and boop. Flatten it out. I'm going to split this dough into 8 pieces. And now I can just go ahead and make this into a pretzel shape. So I'm gonna flatten this out into kind of a rectangle. And then just kind of roll this up so it's a smooth rope. And then I can just start rolling it out. Alright, so I have these long thin arms with the thick belly at the bottom. Going to go ahead and cross these twice and then bring them down, hug the bottom. Like that. I just need to do this a couple more times. I don't know if these are looking exactly like traditional pretzels, but I'm doing my best. I don't know, somebody in the comments tell me if this is what they're supposed to look like. Here they are before the rise. So I'm gonna put our baked soda into 8 cups of water. You can see it reacting already. We're gonna go ahead and bring this up to a simmer over medium-high heat. Make sure all of it is dissolved. Okay, so I really hope this works. Our solution is simmering, so I'm gonna take my skimmer and put a pretzel in it, dip it in for 20 seconds. Into the bath. Get to the flip. You out of the bath like this, so I don't get stuck to the paper towel. There we go. So I'm gonna cut a small slit in the thickest part of the pretzel. So these are going at 500-degree oven for 8 to 12 minutes. It's been 12 minutes about, and I have the color that I want on these pretzels, so I'm gonna go ahead and take them out.
They look delicious.
I am so glad that this worked. All right, there you have it. After all that, fresh baked pretzels. And as always, let's give one of these a try. So. It's nice and soft, salty. It's even better than Pretzels. Well, I hope you make it for yourself and enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, remember to subscribe for a new Gregcipes every Tuesday. So we're gonna go ahead and put our dough into a greased bowl. I said ball instead of bowl again. We have our grease ball and a grease bowl. And okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put our dough. I don't know what else to say.